I wish I was 6 foot though.
That'd be nice.
Wow, wow, thanks.
What's up, flourishing fam? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Flourish with Delores, where flourishing is about progress and not perfection, honey. This is my husband Charles and I'm Delores, and this is our last Vlogmas video, so we wanted to come all cute for y'all. Charles is so happy because listen, putting out a video every day is not for the faint at heart, and then even though I'm Flourish with Delores, he ends up being that by default. So thank you, baby. Shout out to you for hanging in there. We are finally done. Last sit down video. But so we wanted to end this. First of all, thank you for watching all of our videos, or as much as you can. Thank you for supporting, subscribing. We hope that you continue to do so. And as we're doing this ask us anything, please put some video ideas in the comments below. What you can expect from my channel is how I balance marriage, career, our home decor, home ownership. Those are the type of videos I enjoy doing. And in the new year, we have our trip that we're gonna be vlogging. We also have wedding planning. We're married, but long story, you'll see a little bit, but we're gonna have a formal wedding. So we have that you can look forward to. But there's other video ideas that I would love to learn from you with what you would like to see from us. So please comment it below. If you're shy, DM me, whatever. We just wanna get your ideas and what you wanna see. So before we start answering your questions, I figured we should give you guys a little bit of background about us. So I'm Delores, I'm 30 years old, team 30. I've always loved being creative, video, talking, just helping people and sharing my story and helping people know that nobody is perfect no matter how you look in your pictures. And I really wanted to share these stories with people so that they know that they're not alone and hopefully can be inspired to keep going in their journey. This is Charles. You want to introduce yourself a little bit?
I'm Charles. I'm 31. I am a physician. I enjoy helping people, obviously. That's a big portion of my profession, but I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I just like to kick back, relax, spend time with my friends and family, and enjoy life.
Yes, yes. And then career-wise, I work in higher education. I work in student affairs. I actually am transitioning to a new job, so I can't wait to share that with you all in the new year. But I'm going to be working in administration in a leadership role in higher ed for a university here in Jersey. And I'm also from Ghana. I can't forget that. Where all my Africans at. I'm very proud Ghanaian American. Born there, but I came here when I was 3, so pretty much Americanized. But I don't know why we say that like so upset. I'm Americanized. And then Charles, my husband, is an emergency room physician, so you'll see a lot of our videos. He brings his medical expertise to it, which I really appreciate. And shout out to you for holding us down and doing so much during these times of struggle. I know it has not been easy. Going to work every day, having to deal with everything that's going on. I saw a meme that said something about like Black people, when they talk about the pandemic, they say everything that's going on. That's true, because I always say that. But really for holding it down, and then also having to come home, and then I'm like, babe, can you do a video with me? And you're like, ooh. But you still do it and you still have fun with it, so I appreciate that. So anything else you want to introduce?
Nope, let's get started.
All right, so our first question is, how tall are each of you? It's funny, we saw one of our friends who had become friends, but they met us, well, Joe met us in person, but Markiana never met us in person. So when she saw me, she was like, oh, you're actually short. So I'm 5 feet flat. And how tall are you?
I'm 5'10". I wish I was 6 foot though.
That'd be nice.
Wow, wow, thanks.
No, you're 10 whole inches taller than me. That's enough.
Let's try to stretch more in the morning.
All right, good. This one's really random, but it's a huge topic in my family. What was the first home cooked meal you guys shared together? Wow, good question.
Probably, you lived in
so much.
Well, no, well, like married or like injured? Because you cooked something in Terrell when you were a senior.
Oh, that I made him spinach stew and fried plantain. So definitely went all the way to Ghana. Was like, you gonna eat this Ghanaian food? And that's when we were just in a relationship. So, and you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I like the plantains too. I forgot about that meal.
What meal were you talking about?
No,
I just cook in
really,
general because I had an apartment.
Yeah.
Like a campus apartment, so we had a kitchen and stuff.
No, I had forgotten about it, so yeah. I forgot about the meal you had cooked.
Oh,
I was like, I knew it was something, but I was like, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. Who is a better chef?
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Hands down.
For sure.
Damn, you just said yeah.
For sure. I mean, I do the majority of the cooking. I will say, home fresh. No, what is it called? Fresh.
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh.
Yeah.
So HelloFresh really did him well. I think that's what got him comfortable in the kitchen because it really breaks down the steps of cooking, like a lot of like the basics, but then you also make like gourmet type meals. So I think that got you really comfortable. That's a fun question. If you could revisit any moment in your younger years with your partner, which would you take him or her back to? Good question. I really enjoyed when we were on our cruise. It was our first trip 7 years ago together. We were out of the country. We just felt so free. Like I had just finished my master's in social work. He had just finished
his second year of medical
his
school.
second year of medical school, and there was like a big test he took, so he was feeling a little bit more relieved. So that was like a fun time I'd revisit.
Yeah. I would say probably just our time at Seton Hall, like the first couple months of just of dating. Probably for me because I was a senior and so I wasn't taking that many classes, so like I was able to just dedicate time to just our relationship, you know, pretty much. I mean, I was still involved, but like with a lot of stuff, but like I had a lot more time than I normally did at college, and yeah, it was just kind of like a carefree time. Like you just don't have as many adult responsibilities as you have now. So yeah, I would go back to those times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, hands down. We were just so much more carefree. We got to spend almost I mean, we do that now as a married couple, but then we went from that to long distance. And a little bit of our background. We met in college. I was a freshman. He was a sophomore, although he remembers me when I was in high school. I don't remember him, but that's another story. And we didn't start dating till he was a senior in college and I was a junior. So that few months, I think 6 months before he graduated, we really made the best out of that 6 months before we became long distance, and we were together all the time, and it was just fun. What do you think has been the most challenging aspect of marriage? Want me to go first? I think we're talking a little bit about this.
I think the most challenging aspect is involving your spousal decisions that you normally would have made on your own. I think specifically when it comes to either financial decisions or professional decisions, like when you're like single, you know, so if you get like a new job offer or like you want to go out and buy, you know, a new expensive car, or you want to go like on an expensive vacation, like you don't really think, you know, twice about it. But like, you know, when you have a spouse, there's certain decisions that you have to come together and, you know, talk about if it like makes sense and, you know, yada yada. But I think that's maybe the toughest part.
Yeah, I would agree. I think when we got married, people were like, oh, you know, be careful, marriage is hard and all of that. And I still feel like marriage isn't hard. It's life that's hard and all the challenges that you have to deal with life. But I feel like you're blessed to have a partner, especially if you have a relationship where you compromise, you communicate. You're blessed to have a partner to deal with life's challenges with. But when I do think about a challenge that is hard with marriage, it's definitely going from thinking for yourself to having to think as one. And for me, we're very much alike, but we're very much different in the way we approach situations. I'm the one that's like, let's take the leap, let's do this, let's buy a bunch of vacation homes, and you know, I get excited and want to jump on things and take more risks. Where Charles really is more analytical. He wants to make sure it makes sense, kind of move slower pace. And for me, that's probably been the hardest aspect of marriage, because I can no longer just do for myself and do things that how I would have done it. I have to respect how he wants to do it as well, and he also has to respect how I want to do it, which can sometimes get uncomfortable because it can be out of both of our comfort zones to do it the way we want to do it. And so we try to come in the middle, and it's tough. So I would say I agree, that's definitely the toughest aspect. Then we got another question. What are your thoughts on retiring at 65? I do not believe in that. Me either.
Me either. I mean, not to say that, like, you know, for some people, hey, they really like their job, they like working, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think that, you know, it should be the standard that you're expected to work until you're 65. Like, there are people that are retiring like in their 40s and 50s, and I think that's perfectly reasonable. I think if you are able to sit down and figure out a financial plan that works so that you can be able to do that, because I think it's also important to be able to enjoy your life like after you like had decided you wanted to retire. Not to say that people don't after 65, but for some people, like, they want to be able to have more time to be able to, you know, do things either for themselves or for their, you know, family and such. So retiring at a younger age is important to them. You know, I know it's definitely a goal that I want, like, you know, to be able to retire early.
Like 50.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Don't lose hope, baby. See, I'm like, yes, we could do it 50.
Yeah, I was like,
I mean, ideally, I would want to be retired by 45 if possible. And it doesn't mean I'm just not going to work, but I want to be working on my own terms. I want to be running my own business. I want to be creating a legacy where if I'm not physically there, we're still generating money. So if we want to be traveling around the world, our company is still generating money and we're creating jobs for people. Like, that's really what I want to do, so that when we're no longer here, it's still generating money for our family and our legacy and for people who now have created jobs. So that's my goal, our goal. All right, next question. While renting an apartment, what are some saving tips for a home down payment? This is a great question.
What are some tips for saving for a home down payment?
Yeah, while you're in your apartment.
Oh, I mean, I guess probably number one, figuring out the house that you can afford. And that's, you know, I think talking to, if you have a financial advisor, but then also talking to a mortgage lender as well to get an idea of like how much,
what you'd be approved for.
Right. And then I think, you know, it's about like taking a look at your budget and seeing areas that you can save. You know, maybe, you know, I feel like, you know, I always think it's cool when people talk about little things that you could save. Like, for example, like even doing little things like not going to Starbucks like every morning to like buy coffee or making your own coffee. Like, you might save yourself like a couple dollars like every week, but over time, you know, that's you know, several $100s. But yeah, I think that's the most important thing. It's just like, you know, taking a look at what your financial circumstances are and then you know, saving accordingly.
Yeah, and if I could add, with what Charles said, with at first identify your budget, how much are you gonna need for a down payment? And once you know that, my biggest thing is always to have whatever amount you're gonna be saving every 2 weeks or however often you get paid. If you get paid once a month, have that amount taken out of your direct deposit and route it into an account that you're not touching. That way, especially if you don't have huge discipline, that way you're not getting, let's say, $1,000 check and then you're supposed to save 200, but then you're like, oh, but so-and-so needs this, so-and-so needs that. No, look at it as you only make $800 when you get your money, because that $200 is going into a completely different account that, you know, this is for my down payment, and you don't have to physically move it. It's doing it by itself. I think that's a huge savings tip. I think also too, if you can find other passive ways to make money, that always helps. Like if you find a tutoring company, if you're like really good at a certain subject, you can start tutoring folks. Of course, that's not super passive, but like trying to think of other passive ways. For me, affiliate marketing has really helped. Trying to think, you know, any other passive ways to save or make money?
Doing those online surveys.
Yeah, doing the online surveys. Yeah. I mean, that's gonna give you like a little bit, but the biggest thing I would say is routing the certain allotted money into your account, and then really looking at your current budget and where is your money being spent. So like Charles said, sometimes we unknowingly are spending we spend a lot of money on food. But like if you're like, okay, it's really time for me to seriously start saving, track where you're spending your extra money and see where you can kind of tighten up a little bit. So I hope that helps, and definitely happy to go more into depth with that. All right, so the next question is all about how do you still, you know, set yourself up to find a healthy relationship with a guy despite family trauma? And I could say I have some family trauma, and it was really hard for me to have healthy relationships growing up because I was always thinking from the more negative standpoint, or I wasn't used to seeing a lot of healthy relationships. So when a relationship was positive, I would try to sabotage it. So the biggest thing with that is no one can help you fix that unless you go to therapy. I feel like there's no man that you can find, even if he's the best man in the world. Like Charles really did help me think about things differently, but if I wasn't coupling that with therapy, I would continue to either hurt Charles or try to sabotage our relationships or myself. So therapy, I definitely recommend for dealing with childhood trauma. And then you start to heal yourself, and then you exude a better level of confidence in healing when you're looking for with the type of partner that you want to have. I feel like you just attract a better man. So I hope that makes sense. I definitely would be happy to do a longer video on that one day. So the next question is, what's each of your favorite childhood memories, not related to Christmas, but in general?
I would say probably my my 5th birthday party, because it was kind of like, I mean, I don't know if we had, I mean, maybe we had an event or something, but it was kind of like a nice event, like in our new house, because we just moved in the house maybe like a year or two ago. So it was nice. My godparents got me a bouncy house, and so I was with like all my friends and stuff, and my family was there. But yeah, that's like one of the best birthdays I ever had. So.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. For me, it was growing up with my cousins. Like, I had so many cousins that lived in the same town as me. So when our parents would be at work, we'd all get together. We'd all pretty much babysit each other. But we would have like rap battles. Like, it was back in the day where there was like the tape recorders. So we would record over a tape recorder, like our voice, like rapping or singing. Like, we felt like we were making the band. That's what was out then. And then we'd also rap in the fan to like give that like vibrato sound. I don't know, I just felt like it was just so simple. Like, there wasn't social media, there wasn't really comparing. It was just fun, wholesome games with your family members. And of course we fight and like pick on each other and stuff, but it was just fun. And I hope kids of this time, we don't know because we don't have our own kids, but I hope they're able to find that fun now instead of everything just being TikTok dance moves and stuff.
TikTok, tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, all of that. The next question is, what's each of your love language? Yeah, so I have 2. Mine is acts of service. Like, I grew up kind of like trying to always do everything by myself and not really knowing how to ask for help, because I would do everything by myself. So for me, I really love when someone offers to help. Even if I'm like, oh no, thank you, I got it. It's just the thought of like, you see me doing a lot, you see me struggling, and you're trying to help. That's like huge for me. The other one is words of affirmation. So Charles could tell me I'm cute. He could have told me I was cute yesterday, but like, if you don't tell me today, like yesterday didn't count. So I like to hear every day. I like to, you know, be told that I'm doing well, be told, like, I love how Charles is always like, you're working too hard, or you're too hard on yourself, like, you're good, like, you got this, like, that always helps me remember, because I can be really hard on myself. So words of affirmations always helps me reroute my brain. I don't know if that's the right word I'm trying to say, but yeah, those are mine.
Okay. What are mine? No, I'm joking.
Charles loves them all.
Yeah,
just love up on him.
All of them. But no, I like, what's the one I like?
Physical touch.
Yeah, physical touch. And I think acts of, is there a gift one?
Yes.
Yeah.
You like gifts?
I do like gifts, yes.
I feel like you like quality time too.
I do like quality.
Especially for me, I could be like distracted. Not distracted, but I'm always trying to do like my other stuff while also hanging out with him, where he's like, can you just put your computer down? Like, and so you like it to be quality time.
I do. Yes.
Yeah.
I guess I do like all of them.
Yeah. Because you can use some acts of service too.
Yes, yes.
So this one is, to me, what was the moment that you knew with all your being that he was the one for you? Ooh, that's a good one. I feel like we have to do a separate video on that, but to be quick, I would say with all my being. I feel like there's phases in our lives where I would feel that deeper. I feel like the deepest I felt, we were already married, and just seeing like how much he takes care of us and how much he puts us as a family first, our household first, that like really has me like, oh my gosh, I just love you. And I feel like that feeling is gonna get even deeper when we have children and I see him as a father. But I would say the first moments was just seeing how, for example, we'd get in an argument, and because of how I seen things growing up, like if things aren't working out, you would just be like, all right, peace, you go your way, I'm gonna go my way. So I would try to break up with him, but he would be like, no, like just because we got in an argument, like, I mean, if you're mad, you can go sit down somewhere for a little bit, but for the most part, that doesn't mean our relationship is over. Like, we worked through it. And I remember him telling me, like, my parents have been together for 20 something years and they worked through it. And so for me, that was just like, I have a guy who wants to actually accept me for my flaws and work through it. And so that's when I was just like, you know, God, he the one. Yeah. So Charles, same question. When did you know within yourself that Delores was the woman you'd spend the rest of your life with? I like this one.
I don't know, I feel like there's so many moments. Probably, It's gonna be so gross.
Yeah.
But when I got a stomach bug, I found out later that it was actually going around work. It was funny, like a month later, they would like send us an email and said, "Oh, there's a stomach bug going around work." I was like, "Gee, thanks." So anyway, like I went up to Connecticut. She had a Christmas party the night before. It was a lot of fun. But then like later on that night, I was like, "Oh God," I was like, "I don't feel well. I don't feel well." And you know what's funny? Like I haven't really had like a stomach bug since like, you know, when I was in school, like middle school. But like, yeah, I had it bad. But like, and it was always like just, cause like, you know, like when you get sick and stuff, like you want your mom to like take care of you. And like it was the first time I was like in Connecticut, and I'm like, oh God, my mom's not here. Even though I'm like in my 20s, I didn't care. I still wanted my mommy. But Delores.
And I hate like vomit.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like it's not like she's like you know, like a nurse and it's like, oh, you know, whatever.
I'm not in the medical field.
But you know, she still, you know, took really good care of me. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay, all right, I got a real one.
Yeah, I just felt so bad. Like he was helpless, and I just knew you know, I need to take care of him. Like I want to make him feel better. I want to help him, and so I was cleaning up everything and just, you know, helping my boo out as much as I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah. Oh God, I would not wish that feeling on my worst enemy. It was so bad.
But I'm glad. Yeah. You good now. All right, last question. Thanks for hanging in there with me, boo. The last question is, which I love, how are you doing today? Which I really like. And what was the best part of your day so far, Charles? Also, the question for me is, how are you doing today, Delores? And the question for you is, what was the best part of your day so far? So I love that. I think we're both tired. Vlogmas has been long. I think this year, as great as it was, I think it's starting to become it's ending a little bit on a draining note because of what's going on in the world and the spike. But today I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good that it's towards the end of Vlogmas and I really stuck to it and I was consistent, so I'm feeling proud. I'm also feeling a sense of closure because this is my last week of my current job, and so there's a little bit of like fear, overwhelm, excitement to start my next job after the holidays. But overall, I'm just feeling blessed. I feel like regardless, God's got us. We're gonna be good. Yeah, so lots of feelings. That's how I'm feeling. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I think for me, I'm like somewhere in the middle. So I feel good because I have some time coming off, and it's been a while since I've had a break from work since like the summer. So I'm happy for that. But I think it's been tough because, you know, a lot of the things I get excited about the holidays are going to be a little different, you know, again. You know, this year we're not having as much time as I'd like with, you know, family and friends, canceling many events, canceling sporting events as well. So things are just looking, you know, a little different, especially, and I think it's just hard because, you know, I think for, you know, everybody, you know, thought we were, you know, kind of at the, you know, light at the end of the tunnel and things were going to get better. But, you know, while things are not as bad, it seems like, you know, they're not as what we thought they were going to be, I should say. But, you know, I think, you know, I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful for the relationships that I strengthened throughout the year, new relationships that I built this year. And, you know, I just really just try to take it, you know, one day at a time and just be grateful, you know, to, you know, wake up the next day, because that doesn't happen to everybody. So that's, you know, that's how I feel.
But your question also too was, what was the best part of your day today?
The best part of my day. Best part of my day was probably, I got a new battery in my car. that was probably the best part of them.
I thought you were gonna say Christmas pictures. We had fun taking Christmas pictures.
Yeah. Only because I mean the guys at the car shop were really nice, and I gave him a tip because he worked real hard on that battery, making sure it was in. So
Charles like loves spending his days off like getting a bunch of tasks done.
I have to. Yeah. when I get it done, when I go to work.
Right.
You know, so yeah, that was probably the best part.
Well, thank you so much for your questions. We would love to do another Ask Me Anything in future videos. So comment below if you want to see more of that, and we'll gather some more questions from you all. Thank you so much for watching our Vlogmas videos. You would be watching this on Christmas, so on either tomorrow or the next day, I'm gonna announce our giveaway, so definitely stay tuned for that. Don't forget, you have a chance to win shoes from Passion Footwear, a $50 gift card, or $50 worth of products from a Black owned business. So I cannot wait to reveal that. And thank you so much for supporting me throughout this time, y'all. I'm so grateful, so grateful for each and every one of you for sticking around, watching my videos. And I hope that it's been helpful to you all, because that's why I do it. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.